Hello class, this is Ms. Augustine. Today we're going to practice doing some volume calculations. We're going to go from moles to volume and then from volume back to moles. So molar volume is at STP, 1 mole of any gas has a volume or occupies a volume of 22.4 liters. We call that the molar volume of a gas. So 22.4 liters is also known as the molar volume of a gas. STP is referring to standard temperature and pressure. So what are those? Standard temperature corresponds to 0 degrees C or 273 Kelvin. And standard pressure is 1 atm, or if we're using our other units for pressure, 760 millimeters of mercury, which is the same as 760 torr, or 101.325 kilopascals. And remember that the kilopascal is the SI unit for pressure. So now looking at our roadmap, we're going to be going back and forth between volume at STP and moles. And our conversion is going to be the fact. 1 mole is 22.4 liters. The first problem we're going to try is a mole to volume calculation. Given 3.50 moles of oxygen gas at STP, how many liters of oxygen does that represent? So again, our fact, 1 mole of oxygen at STP occupies the volume 22.4 liters. In order to calculate the number of liters, we're going to use that fact, beginning with our given. So here, given 3.50 moles of oxygen times, here's our conversion fact. It's important to note that since we started with moles of oxygen, we have to set up our conversion with moles of oxygen in the denominator. That way, moles of oxygen cancels out, and we're left with liters of oxygen, which is what we're trying to get. Then we look at the number of significant digits here. This number has 3 significant digits. And we'll notice that when we plug the calculation into our calculators, we end up with 3 significant digits, the 4 being the 3rd significant digit. So we do not need to round in this case, so our answer is 78.4 liters of oxygen. Going back to our roadmap, now we're going to again go back and forth between volume and moles. So in this case, we're going to do a volume to mole calculation. Given 99.0 liters of oxygen at STP, how many moles of oxygen does this represent? Our fact is still 1 mole at STP is a volume of 22.4 liters. In order to calculate the number of moles, we're going to start with our given, like we always do. So our given here is our 99.0 moles, or excuse me, liters of oxygen. Our conversion fact is set up again so that the number that we're trying to get rid of, the unit that we're trying to get rid of here is liters, has to be in the denominator. And so when we go ahead and cancel out our units, liters of oxygen divided by liters of oxygen goes away. That's going to leave us with this number when we plug it into our calculator. And whenever we plug these things into the calculator, we often get way more digits than we can use. Our number began with 3 significant digits, so I've underlined the 3rd digit here, the 1, noticing that the number immediately following it is a 9. And the rule is if it's a 5 and above, we have to give it a shove, so we're going to have to round. So we're going to end up with an answer of 4.42 moles of oxygen.